you and I come from the same cut of savagery. You said something when we were talking. You said that we were talking about going to prison, and you said the main thing I wanted to hear. You said, I always knew I can make money. Let me ask you a personal question. Did you have a paper route as a child?
Of course.
Again, America, you think I'm fucking lying to you motherfuckers. To learn how to, if you didn't have a paper route, shoot yourself in the fucking head.
Of course. That was part of my stories. I was, my first thing was going out door to door, knocking on doors to deliver papers. I was 8 years old. Absolutely.
And how long did you deliver papers?
What happened was I did it for 2 years. My mom, I was so obsessed with growing this paper out. My mom made me sell it to someone else. So I had to sell it to the upstairs neighbor. Like, made my first profit, $75. I thought I was the richest kid in town, right? So retired at the age of 10, but didn't last long. I was at 11. I started shoveling driveways after snow. So remember, it used to fucking snow so much back in the day. Remember that? Right? Before Al Gore invented global warming, right? It used to snow like crazy.
And you just went out with a shovel. You just
knocking on people's doors, $20 a driveway.
And if I pushed you out, that's another 10.
Yeah.
And if you didn't fucking tip us, we're coming back with 22 shovels. The whole neighbor will bury you like it's fucking Siberia. They won't get your car out to 2080 and shit. Good to fucking have you on.
Thank you.
I could tell from your interviews and just reading a lot about your feat when the book came out that the main thing is you're a fucking salesman.
I am a salesman.
We sell from beginning to end. You know that Pacino movie years ago, Always Be Selling. That is what we do. I sell in my sleep. I sell in, because nothing happens until you start selling.
Right. Selling's everything.
You're just a regular fucking Momo. You know what I'm saying? Until you go.
I think people don't realize, they think selling is just for salesmen. It's the furthest thing from the truth. You know, just it doesn't matter what you do, business or personal, you're always trying to get your ideas, your points across to people. It's a communication call, right? Without the ability to communicate what's on your mind in an effective way, you're going through life like barely alive. That's what I think.
What was the job that made you realize you were a real salesman? Like that you could sell whatever the fuck you had.
The meat and seafood door to door was the first real big sales job where I would go knocking on doors, cold calling home to home, business to business, and selling them, boxes of frozen meat and fish. And I just broke the company record the first day by a country mile and never looked back.
What was the company record, if you don't mind me?
It was they were averaging like 5 boxes per day. My first day, they gave me 35 boxes of meat in the truck. I sold all 35 boxes. I almost sold one in the truck. All right, and that first week I sold 240 boxes. I think the average production was like 30 for the. I blew away the company record.
How long did you sell meat for?
So I worked for this company for about 4 weeks, and then I started my own meat company because I wanted myself for these mooks for. Right, I was like, they half the time there was no food in the freezer, so I started because before that I sold ices blanket to blanket on Jones Beach.
That's amazing. I heard that.
But that wasn't a sale. That was just hard. Nice. Right, that was hard work. That wasn't really sales. You know what I'm saying? So when you asked about what was the first sales job, it was really meat and seafood. Right.
Let's grab something real quick. Yeah. So you would wake up in the morning,
go to the Greek distributor, Astoria, Queens, right? Load up 4 coolers, white styrofoam coolers with
cherry lemon,
lemon ice king, right?
Lemon
and Merinos, Chipwiches, Fudgicles, Milky Way, Snickers. Fully loaded cooler cost me $22. I blow it out in an hour for $130. Sell 4 a day at 1978. That's a lot.
How old were you?
16.
16.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck.
Didn't give a fuck. I was amazing. It was, what was amazing? I'll tell you it wasn't the girls. It was amazing. It was that you got singles. So you know how much $400 a singles
looks
is?
Like a fucking.
It's like $1 million. That was the best part of it.
When you woke up in the morning, do you think of pussy or making money for it?
Everything I've done was a pussy in my life. Everything, single thing.
When you open your eyes and say, God, thank you for giving me another fucking day. It's time to make money.
Yeah.
It's time to fuck somebody in the ass.
It's time to make money so I can fuck someone in the ass.
Beautiful. That's it.
I'll be honest with you.
You have a...
But I'm a bit older now. Like, I don't...
Right. No,
I got a lovely wife who's the best ever, right?
But I've been married 20.
As a kid, but yes, that was my... I loved women since I was...
I love women.
When I was 5 years old... I still have the scar to prove it. I was being chased by some little girl at nursery, and I ran into a brick wall just like that and cracked open my 16 stitches over my eye. All right, and ever since then, it's been downhill.
You made a quote that I don't quote you, but I try to portray it as much as I can and tell people that greed is not good.
Right.
Ambition is good, but passion.
Yeah.
Passion.
Well,
when you were selling meat and beef, would you do it I mean, you just loved it. You loved getting up in the morning. And that fucking challenge of closing a motherfucker. That challenge of the guy going, I'm not interested. Hold on, let me how many lobster tails do you eat a month? I mean, what, that fucking challenge of opening that fucking door. You know, I tell Lee every day, Lee, call that chick. Tell her to suck your dick. She's got a boyfriend. Practice.
You know what it was? I'll tell you the first.
Practice. Keep calling. Practice. She'll keep saying no, but now you'll keep getting better at. Listen, come over and suck my dick. I can't. I have a boyfriend. Just come over for a little while. We'll look at pictures. I'll show you pictures of pugs. Whatever. Whatever. I've always been so.
Well, like I say, she says, I have a boyfriend. It's very different than not interested.
Right.
There you go.
Listen, look, my job was always, when I first got on the phones, I was taught to, if they're going to buy from you, either they're going to die, change their fucking number, or shoot themselves, but they're going to buy from you. And you, at first, when you start selling, you get discouraged when somebody hangs up on you. My dick gets hard when a motherfucker hangs up on me. That's the guy I'm going to sell. I'm going to call him till he dies, jumps off a building, or buys.
I got a lot of shit for that. I was 23, 4 came out. I made this statement. I said, you don't fucking hang up that phone till the customer buys or dies. And it got printed in Forbes magazine. And I got a lot of shit for that.
Yeah, but Forbes is a magazine for greedy fucking white people that want to make money. So to say that fucking statement, it's the truth.
I know, right?
When you go in to sell anything, shoes, my sister-in-law called me last Tuesday, 2 weeks ago, and she's like, I'm getting a job. Now, my sister-in-law and her daughter could sell. Don't get confused with that Southern draw. They could sell. My niece is the number one salesman, and those people that come to your house with the vacuums.
Kirby.
Well, no, the other ones. When your house burns down, or your grandmother had cancer and she dies, they got to clean the walls. She'll come over and sell you a paint job. Like my niece got a Southern draw, and she puts a bun on. And,
right.
Not the biggest tits.
And she'll rip your eyeballs out.
But she'll rip your fucking eyeballs out. And now the mother is out there in the workforce, and she's making appointments.
Yeah.
For a fucking insurance.
Nothing more deadly than a mother-daughter team.
Oh,
yeah.
So she's making appointments. So she called me and she's like, I'm having a problem at work. Can you help me out? And I call her, what's that fucking guy that we all learned from? What's the salesman the first when we
Zig Ziglar?
Zig Ziglar.
He's great.
I call her Zig Ziglar Jr.
Zig Ziglar was great.
Oh, Zig Ziglar was the motherfucker's motherfucker.
He was great.
So I call her Zig Ziglar. So again, she's got the record of ratio, the appointment to close. She's breaking the records and appointments. But these fucking Gentiles are busting their balls. You got to put a lot more action into your pitch. And I go, are you reading from the pitch? And she goes, yeah. I always read from the pitch, and I add my own stuff. I said, you're breaking the office records? She goes, first month. They can't deal with me. She goes, I made one of the other girls quit. She thought she was hot shit, and blah, 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 blah. And I go, tell them to go fuck themselves. We're going in like fucking Marines. You understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.